All right. Anything else before we start? Oh, no. You want to do a joke?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting with bated breath.
Yes. This better live up to the hype. Can't even start it. Come on, man.
Hey, Jared.
Hey, Blake.
Why does everyone hate Nosferatu?
I don't know. What do you think, Cece? Do you have an answer?
Because he sucks.
Man. Nailed it.
So it's funny.
Another original.
It's not supposed to be funny, but
Yeah, you got Cece, though. I'm not very impressed with it, but that's...
Well, you're a sourpuss. So.
Yeah, I am.
wait, did you come up with that yourself?
I did.
That's even better.
You had a good one on the last one you were on, too. What was it, for the lighthouse?
Yeah.
You had a good joke that you
Wait,
made
what
up on the
was it?
spot. Or no, the witch. I don't remember which one. You made up a joke on the spot.
Oh, no. The one about, what's
I don't remember what it was.
what's between, what's the difference between a young person and an old person?
Oh, right.
A middle-aged person?
I liked that one. That was pretty good.
So just-
I don't know why that's funny. Because it's like so obvious.
This is why.
In my head, I was thinking 7.
That's why I demand money. I demand payment.
Wait, what?
Take your 10.
Wait, why? Why specifically 7?
I don't
Was it-
know. It's just. But I like his answers better.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Blake puts in, like, they're the next level dad jokes. They're, like, so beyond just a normal dad
Let's
jokes.
call them elevated dad jokes. Or
like
how
that.
about not a dad joke? Because I'm not a
So
dad.
then what is it? Uncle jokes?
It's uncle. These are uncle jokes.
This is gonna be unhinged anyway. It's fine.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. Serious face.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time. I am not Josh. This is Jared. I am hosting today. Cece's already trying not to laugh. This is a podcast about film, cinema, specifically a director's filmography from start to finish. This is my first time hosting, so don't roast me in the comments. Be nice. Be nice to our guests also, which I'll introduce
I'll
in a
roast you
second.
now.
That's fine. You can do that. We are going to be talking about Nosferatu, which is ending our coverage of Robert Eggers. He's short filmography so far, but do we know what he's doing next?
No,
Do you have any idea?
no, werewolf movie.
And maybe a Labyrinth
Yep.
sequel.
The 2 things on IMDb.
I saw something about that, which would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have opinions about that later.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm your host for today, Jared. And does evil come from within us or from beyond? That is the question. And these are my 2 guests, Cece. There you go.
There's a lot of that.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that. Okay, and then Blake. Blake is our other guest.
Hello.
Hey,
So,
you
once
got something?
yeah, man, this didn't involve Josh's wife this time though.
Okay. Unlike the last 2 pods.
But like, I don't know how you got blood off you so fast, man.
Yeah.
But I saw him kill 3 sheep with his bare hands, and he was eating them raw, like raw.
Yeah.
That was Jared when I walked in here. It was nuts. Disgusting.
Well, it is what it is. All right. So, I gotta go. I don't know where we're going next. Yeah. So, by the way, so we're covering Nosferatu, which we'll get into. This
The new
is-
one.
Yes, not the original silent film. So I have, his filmography: The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman, the Nosferatu. He made a
Is it
mistake. No, it's not, but he should have. All of his movies are the.
I mean, he could have called it the vampire.
Actually, would have kind of liked the Nosferatu.
Yeah.
It should have been the VV Empire, like the witch.
No. That's too
But
much.
kind of, but no.
I don't know about that.
I was just
Anyway, I think missed opportunity. Should have kept it going with the thus. All right. This was released in 2024. I believe on Christmas.
it was
I think it
Christmas,
came out.
it was Christmas Day.
This movie's my Krampus. I'm sorry.
Wow, interesting.
Sorry.
Interesting. It is rated R. It is 2 hours and 12 minutes. Our synopsis: a gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thoughts?
Just keep going. My opinions are brewing and they're hot.
Great. That's why you're here. That's why we like you to be on the pod for your takes. All right. Directed by Robert Eggers. Writers: Robert Eggers, Henrik Galeen, and Bram Stoker. Cinematographer: Jaron Blaschke, right? Is that how it's pronounced? He's our cinematographer on all these. Score: Robin Corlin, who is he did The Northman, and that was it. Like, he hasn't really done anything else, which is impressive.
Huh.
His composers have been in pairs so far.
That's true.
Yeah.
There is. I didn't have the name of the other guy, so sorry. Yeah, there is two technically for The Northman and for this. All right. Production costs. I need you both to guess. How much did this film cost?
200 million.
Right out the bat, 200 million.
Because it's a
Okay.
period piece. It was a lot.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with $1 billion.
Okay.
Come on. Let's be serious.
Billion?
How about 120 million?
Okay. 120, 200.
Mm-hmm.
Phew. Okay. It was 50 million.
Wow.
So for context, because you might not know this, very impressive. He did The Witch on 4 million, which is incredible.
He did The Witch on 4 million?
I don't remember. We went Lighthouse. I think was only 8 million, right? 9.
Yeah,
He's
it
a
was
savvy director.
about
Very
it
good.
was
But
about-
then The Northman, I remember, was a lot more.
Yeah,
He got
because
a-
that
he got a
one was
huge budget.
involved.
Yeah.
That movie's involved.
well, that's where he started using a lot of visual effects.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really have a lot of that in the first two.
No, and very
Yeah, I guess
very
not.
like small and contained. The first two movies are.
Yeah,
But this is impressive because now at this point, when he was making this, I imagine he probably had pretty free reign. They probably didn't meddle much, so that's still good that he did this one.
Yeah.
50 million. All right, awards, no wins, which is kind of crazy.
I was expecting wins.
So a lot of nominations. Nominated for cinematography, makeup and hairstyling, production design, and costume design. So that all makes sense for sure. All right, and our cast, great cast in this movie. Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, Bill Skarsgård, Aaron Taylor Johnson. By the way, I get him confused with Anya Taylor-Joy.
I was about to say, is that the Easter egg? But I think I know what it is.
What Easter egg?
The one guy that was the husband was in the menu.
Oh yes, but I have something to add to that. And that, yeah, but you're correct. Yep. Aaron Taylor Johnson. Which, by the way, Anya is not in this, which is sad because she's been in most of his movies.
you're saying it like Enya again.
Sorry, it is
Anya.
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 Anya is the correct
I
pronunciation.
wanted to correct you, and
apparently.
I said it wrong.
I know. I know. Yeah, so yeah, interesting. She's not in this one.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, our boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not Lieutenant Dan.
No.
Okay, sorry. I don't know why I was
Lieutenant
thinking
Dan?
Lieutenant Dan. And that's
I don't know
not
why you're thinking
him.
that. That's so. Wait, who is Lieutenant Dan?
Oh, Gary Sinise.
Okay.
Wow.
That was bad. That was, in my head went Lieutenant Dan. I'm gonna keep my opinions to
Lieutenant
myself.
Diane.
No, this is why you're here, for all your Cece's opinions. We could do a whole spinoff pod of Cece's
Random
opinions.
opinion.
We're going to start a side YouTube channel of Cece's opinions.
Yes.
Yeah. So look out for that. All right. Emma Corrin, Ralph Ineson. That's about it for the people that I know. But Simon McBurney, Adela Hasova. I apologize for these pronunciations because I'm probably butchering them. Melina Konstantinova. Yeah. Stacey Thunes, Gregory Gudgeon, Robert Russell, Curtis Matthew, and Claudio Trandafir. Something like that. Anyway. Okay.
You did your best.
I tried. I honestly, I miss when I like hearing Josh do it because Josh butchers a lot of it.
He
It's
also
really
doesn't
fun.
read the whole IMDb either.
Oh, I don't either. I go through like
This one was weird because there was so many.
yes. There is.
I mean, there was like two to four people in the last ones I was on.
Yes.
So
Very true. All right. So how many times have you all seen this movie?
twice.
You saw it twice?
Yeah,
Wow. I saw it once. You could get through it twice?
I'm telling you this. I love
Blake,
this. movie.
Blake loves this director, all of it. But,
Everything about
Start
this.
us off, Blake.
oh, wait, hold on. We'll go to overall
Hot
thoughts.
takes. Hot takes.
There'll be a lot of that. Yeah.
That's okay.
So twice. You've seen this once.
Once.
Okay. I've seen this twice now.
You saw it twice? Mm-hmm. Yikes.
I'm so wait, anyway, I don't know. Well, we'll get into it. I'm just curious. You specifically wanted to be on this pod. I thought you were going to be like, I love this movie so much. I want to talk about it a lot, but you
I love it
Okay.
and I hate it.
Okay. All right. Well,
And we'll go into
put a pin into that. Yeah.
pins
Yeah. So, let us go with overall thoughts. Who would like to go first?
I guess I'll go first since she's going to rip it to shreds. So, my overall thoughts is that as someone who has seen the original Nosferatu,
Film snob.
Film snob.
I know
Shame.
he
Pretentious. Blake's our pretentious film snob.
he really did justice to the film,
Yeah.
and really put it. I mean, there's obviously some big changes. Like there was no sexual aspect to Nosferatu. In the
Originally?
The
one.
original one.
Except for him wanting to take the wife,
Yeah.
but the whole pact between childhood and since the pact since childhood that led into the adulthood, that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge Nosferatu fan, but I just think it's scary. It scared me to death, and it's been a while since something like that has unnerved me. Movies don't usually do that to me anymore.
What have you seen?
Oh, I've seen some stuff.
He has. Blake's been in the ER for many years, so that's that'll do something to you.
But no, Bill Skarsgård, his performance as Orlok is, I mean, he's literally the Boris Karloff of our generation.
Interesting.
I mean,
Wow, what
he's
a
got
reference.
Pennywise.
Yep.
Now he's got Nosferatu, and I can't remember.
There's
the
one
name.
more he did that's kind of like a transformation role. I don't.
I'd have to look.
Can't think of it. Yeah.
But those are the two big ones, and he just nails it. And Robert Eggers, he wanted to make this movie since he was 8 years old. He directed.
Really?
He did productions of it for the stage, and I appreciate that kind of longevity. He worked hard to get this made and do it right, and I think it shows.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'll go next since you're going to probably have a very different opinion. So
I respect opinions, though.
I do too. No,
I won't get mad.
yeah.
I'll get furious.
Because I don't have a lot of notes. I think this is one of the best Dracula adjacent, whatever you want to call it, pieces of media. I think it's that good. Not my favorite of the Eggers movies, though, but I do think it's very good. And just like in the other movies, he does such a good job with the period piece nature, which, yeah, all his movies have been.
Yeah.
And so, very meticulous when it comes to the world. And he just does an awesome job with that. So Yes. All right. Now,
Now for
go
the
for
hot
it.
take.
Yeah, go for it, Cece.
I love this movie. I love
Okay.
the cinematography, and I have to agree, not all movies frighten me. And I'm not normally squeamish. I've seen The Substance, if anybody has seen it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
Oh my gosh, I love The Substance.
Yeah,
It's great.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it. I've even sat through all the kill counts for all of the Saws because I was bored one night. And Human Centipede.
Well, you
I
did
was
them all in
bored.
one night?
I sat through the kill counts. I said, wow.
Now the real test. Have you seen
Caesar's
Human
built
Centipede
different.
Part 2?
Oh God, no. I just
Don't-
was like,
don't-
why? I just
don't.
was like, why?
Anyway,
What
continue.
kills it for me? I love this movie. I think the cinematography is gorgeous.
Yes.
It reminds me of, I don't know if anybody's played it, Resident Evil 8.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Village, yeah.
I was eating it up. I loved it. I was like, yeah, oh cool. Count Orlok, the makeup that
We're
Bill's
missing Lady D in this, though. That would be
Yes.
that would be amazing if
Yeah,
she was
man.
in this.
We're missing that big lady energy.
Yes. Big lady energy. Oh my God.
Yes.
That's certainly what we're missing. Actually, yes. What kills this movie for me is I hate Ellen. She sucked.
Okay.
I walked into this. Now I'm a Twihard. I like Twilight. I like Dracula.
What's the term?
A Twihard. A Twilight
heard-
hardcore
I'm
fan.
going to slash your tires.
I've
love
never heard
Twilight.
that term.
I love Twilight. I love stupid, corny fantasy romance.
Okay.
That's obviously, I said I read fan fiction. That tells you everything you need to know about me. I like Mortal Kombat,
Hell
all types
yeah.
of stuff.
Yes.
I couldn't get with this because I literally thought that Ellen was just this Edwardian horny honey and she just needed to stop and she ticked me off. I could not stand Ellen. I walked into this knowing that it was going to be, I knew that there was going to be a sexual undertone. Like, I was like, okay, cool, fine. Yeah, whatever. I'm not squeamish about it, whatever. Until I saw Count Orlok and he took his clothes off. And I was like, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
I turned, my fiance was sitting next to me at the movie theater, and he goes, what do you have me watching? I said, I don't know. He said, why do you watch movies like this? I said, I don't know, but it's kind of good. I'm kind of scared, but he took his clothes off and she liked it. And I'm confused.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't call them sexual undertones. I would call them sexual overtones.
Yes.
It was just
Not very
so,
subtle at all.
And just what ticked me off. And I don't think this is because of Lily Rose Depp's acting. I think it was just the choice because I think everything else in the movie was just, I felt bad for her husband. I felt bad for the people. I just hated her and her and Count Orlok's thing. And I just was like, every other scene she was in, she was either gyrating, foaming at the mouth, or going, we have to get out of here. He's going to kill us. And I just could not take her.
That was a very
killed
good
it.
impression.
She killed it.
Yeah, I think
So
you're
she killed it in not a good way.
No, and I hated the ending scene.
I think
Ooh,
you're feeling
interesting.
the way you should though.
And that's what I've been gnawing at it. I'm like, because I was I don't get disgusted often. I was so disgusted that she kissed Count Orlok. I'm like, ew, he's slimy.
Many times. You have to think about her past too.
And she was
Yes.
like, and like the part when she was like, I just was calling out into the night and I just needed somebody. I'm like, babe, and you called a demon? Like, what does that have to say about
Her
you? You're
her lust was so strong she called an actual
She
vampire.
called a vampire and he had maggots in his body. And I just was like, ugh. And so I'm like, I like to think like, okay, whenever I watch a horror film, like, okay, if I watch you watch Saw for the blood and it's torture
kill
porn.
scenes, yeah.
The kill scenes. Like, we're not looking for Saw to be Oscar winning cinematography.
Certainly not.
I mean, Midsummer, like it has a deeper undertone, even it's scary, super scary.
Love that movie.
But this one, I walked out the theater and I just was like, I was like, what the hell did I just watch? Beep it out. Like, what did I just watch? And I don't know if that was the point because I wanted more from it.
Yeah, I mean, so I think you're supposed to feel kind of some weird like unease.
Check his hard drive. Check the director's hard drive.
I was about to say, you talking to me?
No, check
Robert Eggers.
Eggers'
Yeah,
hard
no.
drive because the Goat movie was weird too.
That wasn't. Oh, the witch.
The Witch, yeah.
I thought you were talking about Lamb. Watch Lamb.
Oh gosh.
I have not seen Lamb.
You'll love it. You'll hate it. But no, I think at the end of that movie, you're supposed to like you're literally like framed with this beautiful shot of
the
them
sun.
of them together. And like I think it's just like cinematography wise, it's like okay. It's almost like the witch when she's holding her dead mom. But then at the same time, you're like, you can also look at it as like she sacrificed herself to kill the guy. But it was also she wanted to do it, I think.
That's the thing. I just feel as though, okay, I wanted Ellen to be a little bit deeper as a I wanted her character development to be better because I do kind of feel like she was just hysterical. And I just felt as though she had no other point than to be just this hysterical damsel. And so even when she was like, I'm going to sacrifice myself, it's like, shut up. I'm sorry. When she died, I was like, woohoo. Like, I wanted Count Orlok to win. I'm sorry. I felt bad for the husband.
You know, on this watch, I did have the thought, and I think I agree with you on all this. I said, you know, I think Nicholas Hoult, the husband, dodged a bullet.
She sucks. Like she,
Good point.
I just,
Like that was going to be another lifelong, like this was going to be a lifelong thing, or he was going to die. I mean, he would have just died if she didn't do that. So I think you're supposed to feel conflicted and don't. We've talked about this before. He likes to leave his movies ambiguous. And like, how am I supposed to feel? And that's how.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
that's what happened. You look exhausted.
all
I
four
just,
of
the
these
movie
are like that,
exhausted
though.
me.
It exhausted me for a different
Like,
reason.
and going back to the Northman was like that because I've watched the Northman. I just was like, does he like his mother? Like what is
Ooh,
going
that was a whole nother thing.
in the Northman?
Yeah.
And like, I think, and part of me was like, horror movies. The reason why I like horror movies, I like horror video games a lot.
Yep.
Because I feel as though horror is the venue to discuss ugly aspects of humanity.
Yep.
And I really enjoy that. And I think with this film, the one friend who seemed to be the most sane person with the wife and the kids, like when he got to the wife scene in the mausoleum.
Oh, you
I
want to
was
talk about the
like,
necrophilia?
Yes, that's what threw me. That.
Yeah.
See, and this is weird. This is the dichotomy for me. I was okay with that in terms of I can analyze it from a human perspective. He is a man going through tremendous grief and he drove him to do something atrocious.
Yep.
I get it. So then I was like, what's Ellen's problem? What is her issue?
Him, yeah. Thomas and Friedrich, they both go through they just go through everything. Like they start like, okay. So Friedrich, especially, he's this put together wealthy man, runs the trade industry, like the trade and the boats and all that crap. And you just see him lose his mind. Basically ends up with the plague. Family dies. He's dealing with this hysterical woman for weeks.
Yeah.
Just drives him mad.
She was off the chain. Like, what?
She needed more ether.
Yeah.
Absent something. She needed something.
More bloodletting.
Oh my gosh. And it's just like, I don't know. That's just, I think had she specifically had more depth, and I know he wants to leave things ambiguous, but if her character was just developed beyond just a hysterical female, I think I would have liked it better because she was the main. Mm-hmm. Like, I loved Count Orlok. Fantastic. I cared more about him. But every time Ellen would come on screen, I just was like, here she's foaming. She's orgasming. Like, what is going? Do something else, babe. Like, give me a plot point. I don't know. She was flat. She was a flat character.
I understand. She needed more depth, for sure.
I mean, she was almost a portrait of the way they would have looked at someone with psych issues.
Yeah.
Back then.
Oh, they even mentioned that
in the melancholy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like all these old timey terms, hysterical, all that, like just terms for depression and, excitable, I don't know what it would be, psychosis of some kind. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think she's supposed to be 100% likable at all.
She was not even like 10% for me. She was like 0.001.9.
I think it's a great performance, though.
You think it was a great performance?
I do too.
It's a strong performance.
You think so?
Yes.
How?
Doing what she had to do.
Yeah, I was, because I have a note about that. I think the believability that she portrays, that all this is actually happening to her, I think she does incredibly well in this.
I think
Even though it's not as much depth to her like you're talking about, but what she had to do for this role and just the crazy things that happened to her, I think she did very well
I think
in the performance.
it would have been awkward to film all that.
Yeah.
Awkward. I think in terms of that, yes. But I think the scene where it really took me out was when I think they were walking through the streets towards their house. Yes. Yeah. And everybody has the plague. And she's just like, oh, what is going on? I laughed.
That's fine.
I guffawed.
For
Like,
me-
I was like,
She did. But her possession, like exorcism kind of performance was crazy.
it was crazy.
Like,
Yes.
just the herky jerky like stuff that she did. She apparently, like, the choreographer for the movie had her study gave her lessons in something called like buto dancing, which is like this really intense Japanese dancing where they like do all this, and that's how she like did these
That's interesting.
exorcisms. It's just very physical, all of this.
Yeah.
And like, imagine having to do that over and
It's
over
a lot.
until they got it right. Like,
Well, so I mean,
that's why I think it's a strong performance.
I agree. No, I think so also. But I like, Cece, your take on this kind of stuff too, because you are an actor and you can actually bring a little bit more to this type of thing that Blake and I can just be like, yeah, it's a good performance, but you know a lot more about the craft of it. So
Yeah, I think like it's just, as an actor, I just feel like there wouldn't be much to do besides uncomfortable like sex stuff and like doing that, which is interesting because it's body control. And like Buto, which came out of Japan after the atom bombs dropped, and that was a way for Japanese people to like express
I didn't know
themselves.
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that
it came
either.
out of after, because Japan's very like straight, so it kind of speaks to the time period from which she's in. But I wanted more from her, I think, because in the silent films it just was a woman falling out, and I kind of feel like it was like and maybe like if I felt, even if she was gray, because I feel like she wasn't gray to me. She seems like she liked it, but she didn't seem like a victim. And I think if she would have truly been a conflicted victim and that was done better, I think I would feel okay. I think I would have liked her particularly better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like it just is like, you like Orlok and you like dead guys. Ellen, I think you're a little strange.
all right. Well, so I mean, we're already into it, like just notes about the movie or just whatever you want to talk about, different scenes. I want to mention, because we've talked about it in the other films of his, he does the same thing like he did in the other ones, where he starts with just like a black screen and kind of just lets you sit there for a little bit before the first scene actually starts, just like the other movies, right? And he does that in this one too, with the score, which I'll talk about when we get to that. I think is great, but it's just I don't know, I like that. I like that in all these movies, how he starts the films like that, each one.
It's like a somber, because I feel like all of his movies always kind of have like this. I think they're all gray. Aren't they all kind of gray?
They're all kind of
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah, like in some ways.
cooler, gray, monochromy
very
kind of
Silent
feel.
Hill. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good
Video
comparison.
game references.
Yes. I didn't know you were so into video games. That's
Oh
awesome.
gosh, don't get me started.
Did you play the Silent Hill 2 remake?
No, but I saw it.
It's so good.
I started
Anyway,
it.
but
yeah.
this will not turn into a video game podcast. It could easily do that.
Let's
though.
do it.
Do it.
Welcome to Screen Time Video Games.
Yeah, that'll
The
be
podcast where you
Spin-off.
discuss Hideo Kojima. And that's
Oh,
it.
very
his
soon.
merit.
Death Stranding 2, very soon.
Oh God. Okay.
What, you got a problem with Death Stranding?
I
All
want
right,
Silent
I'm
Hill
not- Don't get me
PT.
started.
Sorry, I
Oh,
want PT so bad.
I agree. I was.
Oh,
we
gosh.
we're all
That's a
so
shame.
mad.
I want
Yeah,
PT.
I wanted that too.
That game scared the mess out of me.
That was the scariest, I think,
That
of
was
anything.
very scary.
All right. Well, actually, this is a good segue to my next note. I don't like that he uses jump scares in this film because he actually had the absence of that in his other films, and I really liked that he did that in the other films because it still gave a lot of tension, and he did the scenes so well in specifically The Witch, where there was no jump scares, but still you felt very unsettled in scenes. And I don't like that he kind of gave in and decided to do that because I think he could have done this movie and made it just as scary without jump scares.
And he said he doesn't like them.
I know. That's why I'm surprised he did it for this one.
Yep.
Was that a studio
And
thing?
that's when I realized I was going to be scared for 2 hours. Was the very beginning. I saw it in theater.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
loud.
It was horrifying.
When he's he grabs her by the throat and screams like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
was in
yeah. I
for it.
cannot
And
see this
it
in
was,
theaters.
it was crazy.
I was in the theater. It was only me and a group of youths.
Youths.
Those dang kids.
So like
Youths.
a bunch of youths behind me. And,
Were they snapping and dancing?
you know, and,
Did you feel like the old man
I didn't know
yelling
if I was
on
going to
the
get
porch, get
switchbladed
off
in
my
the
lawn?
back of the head.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how scared I was.
Right.
I was more scared of the youths.
Yeah.
The
as you should be.
Nosferatu's naked body jumping on you.
Dude, I mean, it is so gross, but it's done so well how nasty his body is.
Oh God!
The prosthetic work.
Yeah.
It was
They s-
beautiful.
Said,
It was
he
simply
said
beautiful.
It's very effective.
Six hours for when he was wearing clothes.
Really?
And when he was naked,
Oh my gosh!
it was almost 10 hours
was
of
like-
makeup. 10 to 12 hours. He
So
was-
detailed.
or something.
mean-
Insane.
Yeah. Wow.
The coffin scene was crazy.
That was,
scariest. That's the scariest.
and that's where they lost my wife. When he stood up,
Actually, yeah.
she does not,
Oh, is that the one that did it?
she
for
does
Paula?
not like any phallic anything in movies.
Because the willies. It's literally. Oh, sorry. Oh my God.
Literally.
So she, at the end of it all, she goes, I'm not going to say what she said, but
Yeah.
she's just like, I don't know why movies do this. I feel like it's so that they can be edgy and dark. She always compares it to Hereditary at the end
Oh,
when
yeah.
everybody,
Oh, I didn't watch Hereditary. Don't tell me. Because I think I'm going to try
yeah,
it.
okay, you
Oh,
should.
that's a great movie.
It's a great movie, but she just, she's like, I don't understand it. And I was like,
Hot take.
I know.
was like,
I
he
agree
was
with
dead.
that.
He's in his coffin. Like, what else is he going to be doing?
But you're right. Well, I think.
Well, apparently Ellen likes it.
I think. Yeah. I think she's right though that there are a lot of movies that do that.
I actually have a hot take in regards to that.
Yes.
Because, just in general. Because, okay, I feel like we're millennials.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Zillennial, technically. I'm 96.
Oh, okay.
I identify as a Zillennial.
Millennial. Blake and I are both
Yeah.
right in the middle of millennial. I want to say.
I feel as though, no, don't get me wrong. Okay, so it goes back to horror, violence in film.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's effective, especially like war movies, historical films, touchy subject things like Midsummer or The Substance. Please watch The Substance. It was great. Do we feel now, I feel like, at least in my world and like contemporary film and TV, Game of Thrones to me and like HBO, but particularly Game of Thrones was like, I start to see stuff be more shocking, right? Because Game of Thrones, especially the first three seasons, was over the top. It was just like, why are we doing this? Do we feel like that the shock value, and like I said, for Nosferatu, it was the necrophilia for me because I've never seen that in a film. I was like, oh my God, like what? Do we feel like the shock value is done too much in film, like to the point where it's just not shocking? It just makes you look at people sideways. Like it's just kind of like,
Yes.
what are we doing? Like,
I mean, for me, I watch so much, like, I guess I'm not trying to be like pretentious, but I watch a lot of art house stuff, which doesn't usually shy away from nudity, sex, all that
You're just
stuff.
sensitized.
It don't bother me like others. It might,
Yeah.
but I do agree. Like in mainstream media, like the edgy thing is be like, we're gonna show his butt.
No, no.
Could touch the
We're
butt.
gonna, we're gonna
Finding
do
Nemo.
we're gonna do full frontal male and female nudity, like it is used in that capacity. I agree with that.
And I feel like because I'm an art house person, like I like artsy, like, ooh, what are they doing? Like, and it's art
It's a good
house.
description of an art house movie.
Like no, but like when it, like House of a Thousand Corpses, like when it's done in that venue and I'm going into it like, this is an art house film. What are we gonna see? We don't know what we're gonna see. Cool. But like when it's like mainstream and it's like the mainstream is trying to be shocking, and then so if like just like Saw or like I Spit on Your Grave, then it becomes a cult following, and then it's just like, okay, like there was kind of a point to the first one. Now it's a cult following. Now it's just kind of like it's too much. Like every mainstream film cannot have something shocking, then it's not shocking anymore. It just gets boring.
Yeah,
so kind of like what you're
desensitized, yeah.
you get desensitized, but kind of like what your wife says, like why do we always have to do this? Like if I'm going into a guerrilla film, I'm going into a guerrilla film.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to be said or done.
Or done.
But if and as a matter of fact, that's what kind of ruined it for me with this film, because I was actually really geeked up to see it. And I actually wish that they would have put in the R rating. I don't know if they did it, like a necrophilia warning, because I would have been like,
I mean,
you think they should have done that?
it wasn't like the worst, but it still just was, it was shocking enough to be like,
I didn't even realize it. That, like, that's how scared I was in the theater. I just didn't realize that. Like, I didn't pick up on
was
it.
it the youths?
It was the youths.
Like, you be scared in your chair over there.
God dang youths
Go Malone.
and their loud music
Yeah.
and their switchblades.
Not the youths. Because why were there youths in front of me too? And I said, I'm 29.
They were behind me. So that's
Keep an
why
eye
I
on
was
the
scared.
kids. Why are you
I was just
watching this?
looking over my shoulder the whole movie.
You're yelling at
You
him like a
guys-
mom. Why are you
Why
watching
are you
this?
watching this? I think it did. I was like,
Get back home to your mother.
It's 11 p.m., kid.
11 p.m. Stop watching Nosferatu.
You all need Jesus.
You all need Jesus. Nosferatu needs Jesus.
Yes.
But no, I don't agree with Nosferatu. The necrophilia, yes, that I agree with. It's like, okay, that is very shocking, but it's very quick. You blink and you kind of miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the shadow of Nosferatu's private parts. I don't know that was super edgy. You barely see it.
I feel
You
like
don't see nothing.
I feel like because are you all familiar with book talk?
Book talk? Like
Tick-
talk?
Yeah, like TikTok.
I don't do TikTok.
I understand.
Somebody
I totally
used-
agree. I totally agree. Well, Book Talk, it's a brand of or a version of TikTok where books. So the new kicker now on Book Talk is dark romance. So like dark romance. So, people are like, "Oh, me and the fairy guy and the young maiden." And
You're talking about orc porn?
kind of like dinosaur stuff.
I'll say it because I know what you're talking about.
Dinosaur stuff taken by the T-Rex, people like fae people like dinosaurs. It just, and I kind of feel as though with this movie that they kind of veered into that territory on purpose, because when I was gearing myself up to come see it, it's called some YouTube shorts, TikToks, people are like, "Oh, Nosferatu, she's having sex with a monster." And I just was like, I don't know why it just went over my head. And I was like, okay, I mean, it's a vampire film. And then I watched it. Then I was like, so what's wrong with that lady? Like, what are you reading?
So you think mainstream Hollywood is crossing that line into that territory?
I definitely think
see
it
that.
played into it.
But I can say something is that almost every vampire film has sexual undertones or overtones, because
That's a core part of
It's
that's
a core
of
part.
the lore.
of
But
Dracula.
Like, they look like
specifically,
humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Not
the
like,
difference.
I don't know,
Well,
chicken nuggets.
We're going in. Well, Ager's thing.
Chicken nuggets.
freshly eaten chicken nuggets.
Ager's thing is going hard into the folklore. So he went into the Romanian
He did, which I appreciate.
Dashin
awesome.
tomes or whatever, and just did his homework. He's like, vampires were corpses. reanimated, so he's going to be a corpse.
Which
And
I
un-
appreciate.
And unfortunately, we mixed it with the sexual overtones of vampire lore as well, and here we are.
Which I'm just kind of like, and I think that's where I'm like intent. Like I said, going back to like Saw, the intent is, it's Saw, like
Torture porn.
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's a torture porn. So, like, what was the intent? Like, was the intent to get the book talk girlies to like Count Orlok? Like,
Well, that definitely did happen.
Like, everybody's like,
What?
ooh, Count Orlok.
Oh, I saw a lot on TikTok about girls
No.
being into him. Yes.
Like,
Which is like,
yes.
come on.
Was it the mustache?
Maybe.
I think it was.
You think it was the
I'm
mustache?
telling you, go to
maybe.
YouTube Shorts, Nosferatu. The book talk girlies are over it.
I'm freaking sick.
I know. Those dang youths.
The dang snapping
I'm
use
leaving.
their books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any other notes? I have two more things
I have
before
so
we...
many notes. We just been like,
No, that's fine. We
We've been
can
riffing.
I do want to, so this is my thing I wanted to get into with Nicholas Holt. So the Menu adjacent, because obviously he's in that too.
Okay, that's his name.
Yeah. Oh, what is his name in the movie? Thomas, right?
Thomas.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thomas in the Menu or Thomas in...
no, Thomas in Nosferatu.
Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot his
I don't remember his name in the Menu,
Do you
but
call him Thomason or Thomas?
Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Thomason is
Just called
in
the
the
war
Witch. Yeah, yeah.
husband.
But Nicholas Holt, he has played the role of the cuck in almost all of his movies.
He
Yeah.
has, because
Have
in the
you
Menu,
noticed this?
he
Yes.
was a little... You know what?
Okay.
I did not like him in that one.
Also, Juror Number 2, which is a recent film he was in. Same thing.
He has that face, I'm sorry.
Mad Max Fury Road,
He has cuck face.
kind of.
I'm gonna start calling people that. Listen here, cuck face.
It's a good insult.
Put a warning
Instead of cursing. Listen here,
He
cuckold
does
face.
have that. But
Okay, so
continue, I'm sorry.
no,
That's
that
how
was
they
it.
would've said it back then.
Do I have
Listen,
a point
cuckold
there?
face.
Like he definitely
He has, it's the way he... Cause
is he the typecast for
He
that
has a
like-
little
now?
pout.
he does this little... It's like-
He's
And I
kind
will
of got
even
like
say, I will even say, borderline. You know, he played Beast in X-Men. Beast, a
He
little bit
played
of a cuck.
Beast?
A little bit of a cuck, also.
what?
He played Beast?
Beast is not.
You could say
Actually,
borderline.
but was it in the Jennifer Lawrence
I
X-Men?
mean, in that one,
It was
yeah.
the first class
Oh, gosh.
ones.
Yeah, I can see it. Sorry. I
So
didn't like that Beast.
anyway, I just he's
Poor Nicholas
typecast as
Hoult.
that now. It seems.
Like, kind of
He's
like
such a good actor.
He's a
He is.
great...
He's a great
like, he
actor.
did great. Like, he did great. Like, I think he did great in the Menu. I just...
Yes.
He just plays kind of... the.
Was he a cuck in Mad Max Fury Road? I don't remember.
I mean, he's like a slave.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He's a slave to what is it? Imp, Joe, Immortan Joe.
Morton Jo-
He's
yeah.
like one of those like cultists.
Yes.
So
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
is a
Doesn't
cultist a cuck?
Surprise me.
I don't know. I guess it depends on what you do.
Kind of. I mean,
Depends on what
wow.
your responsibilities are, I guess.
Nicholas Holt, be free, man. Don't let Hollywood get you down.
But I do like your guys' point to where like he think dodged a bullet in this film though. In the
Yeah, his
end. I
wife
like that
sucks.
point. I like that point, yeah.
Like,
You know what though? He was literally 3 to 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He would have walked in that room. He would have been an actual cuck.
Yeah.
because, right? No, but like, wait a minute.
And he would have been a cuck
Like,
witnessing
he-
the suck.
No. Because in that one scene, because
I
in
had to say
that
it.
I
one
know.
scene where she's like, oh, he's pleasuring me more than you do. And she's like,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
he starts having sex with him. And then he has sex with her. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, it escalates very quickly.
Escalates.
You'll never pleasure me the way he
And
does.
then he's like, and he's like,
Yeah.
it took me out. I'm sorry, I giggled during that scene. I shouldn't have giggled. I giggled the
It
whole.
is
All right.
funny though.
It's funny.
It is. All right, so my hot take, I have a hot take of this film.
Ooh.
All right. So is this film mainly just about sex dreams and real estate?
Sex dreams and real estate.
Sex dreams and
It's
real
sex
estate.
dreams and real
That sounds
estate.
like
Think
an
about
album. That sounds like an album title.
Think about
It's
it.
for Nirvana.
Sex dreams and album.
Could be a Nirvana album.
Aerosmith.
Nirvana. Sex dream is real estate.
Okay, so think about those things. Like, there's a lot of real
Def
estate
Leppard.
in this film.
There's a lot of what?
Real estate in this film.
Well, yeah.
So I'm just saying that's a big part of the
We
film.
talk about contracts and deals.
yeah, and there's a lot of
Media and
sex
agent.
dreams. So that's kind of the
I genuinely think that this movie is just about that. I
yeah.
actually wish it wasn't. I wish that they took out the sexual undertones. I really do.
But then, what would they do with the plot?
Anything else?
But that's I know, but that's a big.
It's a big because it ruins it. Because the movie's scary. Like taking out all the scenes between Orlok and Ellen. You still get a beautifully shot film. It's scary. I was frightened. Like the scene with the wolves, and when he first goes to the castle with how it was all dark was like Resident Evil Village for me.
Yep.
Which was the scariest part in that video
That's
game.
one of my favorite shots. Is,
Like, it looked like something out of a picture book. Just scary. And the sexual undertones ruins it for me because I laughed. Like, I was frightened, and then
You laughed?
Ellen would have a conniption, and Orlok would come in, and I would just giggle. And then I would look at my fiance, and he'd be like, "What do you have me doing?" I'm like, "I don't know, but this is kind of funny."
you
Like,
know, honestly, I when you started talking, I thought I was going to have to be defended. But the more you speak about
Just
this,
convincing you.
the more I 100% agree with you, and it makes me love the movie even more. And
Like, it's not supposed to be
guess what,
that.
Cece?
What?
I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore.
But that's the thing. The intent, because the Northman's serious. You know, all the movies
Yeah.
he has they're beautiful, they're serious, they're weird. And they leave you thinking, but if we're giggling at Nosferatu, like, is it supposed to be campy? Because I did not. It's not Dracula 2000.
I wouldn't put it as camp.
And, like, it's not supposed to be
good pull,
like
Dracula
it's
2000.
It's not like Dracula 2000, which is stupid. Like
Never
Keanu
saw
Reeves'
that.
accent,
Sick soundtrack though.
wild.
Sick
It's got
soundtrack.
it's got one of those good 1990s or 2000s
Like early,
soundtracks.
early 2000s. Yeah.
A lot of new metal.
Yeah, and like Linkin Park type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
new metal.
Which we love.
No, Linkin Park's not new
Some
metal.
typo negative.
Yes, stuff like that.
Oh. Whoa, typo. I'll have to read. I'll have to.
It was a good soundtrack.
Listen to that.
Also, Queen of the Damned, which is right around then too. Great
Campy,
soundtrack. Yeah.
silly. The sexual overtones fit the film.
You know what? You know what this movie was missing?
What?
A vampire nightclub scene.
No,
From
no,
Blade.
From Blade,
no,
yeah.
no. But that was a good scene. But if they did that,
No.
I would have walked out. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't
This-
supposed to be campy and
With
silly.
the blood just raining
Just-
down on it. Yeah.
And they're all like,
Just the hardest beats too. Just
Dude.
it was
hard.
such a good scene. in
That was like
movie.
the best part of that movie.
It
Yeah.
was a baller, man. Like I just feel like I was not meant to laugh at. I wasn't meant to find anything funny in this film, and I laughed.
Since we're on this, I want to talk about his. Let's talk about his voice for a second.
Sure.
I think
Yes.
between him and Eggers and his vocal coach, they created a voice for a voiceless character through emphysema. And I watched special features. Apparently, he practiced like Mongolian throat singing to like
That makes
Wow.
sense.
get that, and dropped his voice like a whole octave.
Yeah,
Actually, did that, which is impressive.
which is amazing.
Yes.
But have you ever seen What We Do in the Shadows?
yes.
It's on FX, but
Oh,
You'll-
you're talking about the show, not the
Yeah.
movie.
the show.
Show. Okay.
Yeah, show. My wife said by the end of the movie, his voice just turned into Nandor.
Oh, you think so?
And that's what, she,
what
thought.
she thought?
She thought it was just straight
Is that a
Romandian.
bad thing?
It's very. I can't do it really well, but it's very like your cliche Dracula kind of voice.
You know what?
Actually,
Romanian.
It's the cadence of it. Yes, I can see that because as it
I
goes, he
want
does
to
have
suck your blood.
he does have that
like
cadence. Yeah,
Except a
with the
little
voice.
lower.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think when he spoke less in the beginning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Didn't
because
sound like as much.
it
Yeah.
didn't sound like it because the breathing was driving me crazy. He was like, I was like, oh.
Yeah, emphysema. Yeah.
I started doing that to my fiance. like to piss him off.
How'd that go?
He would look at me like, "We're not doing this right now." I was
It
like,
actually, the movie did freak Paula out though, because I would walk as soon as it was over. She's like, "You have to let the dog out," because I'm scared. And then,
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway, so then I was like, I was walking around the house doing, where are you?
it was good. I loved it. Like I have no complaints about Orlok as a character.
No, he was great.
I actually almost want a movie completely of him.
So you want the Orlok cut?
Yeah, take out Ellen, please. Please take her out. Or give her depth. Here's a hot take, ding ding, for the video games and people. If Ellen had the same development as Lady D, or no, Donna Beneviento from Resident Evil Village 8. If she was Donna, she would have been a lot more interesting because Donna is a super interesting character.
Yes.
Or the daughters of Lady D. I think this movie would have been so much better. Or if she had, or I said if she was gray, but if, look at me in my watch.
I know.
Even if Ellen was just evil and just trying to really fight against that, and she has one final sacrifice where she gives into herself with Orlok, and one final sacrifice to save the village, but she was evil and more decided about that, I think she would still have been a better character. Like Lady D, like interesting, or like Sindel from Mortal Kombat.
You don't think she was a very strong
that's
female
cool
character?
Also, Sindel from Mortal Kombat.
Full circle, the games.
I was about to say, I don't even know if I know that. That's a
It's a deep cut.
deep cut.
That's a deep. Wait, are you familiar with Mortal Kombat?
Well, yeah, some.
Okay.
But Sindel specifically is the character.
Sindel would have been like, I don't know, like something like more stronger.
Yeah.
It would have been because like why? Because I don't know. In my head, I was like, well, why did Orlok pick her beside her being just like this? I don't know, just I guess being horny when she was like a teenager, something like that. Like why is he drawn to her? Because she's not interesting, but she's in the end of the film. They're kind of playing her out to be like the sacrificial maiden, but she's not strong.
Right.
What does he? What?
No,
what,
they don't
you know?
really explain why he's drawn to her in the first place. They don't really.
It's because of the beginning. She was like wanting love, and she awoke him.
Okay. But that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's so weak to me.
Like that first scene where she's talking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Give me
Like
something. Help me find love. And guess what she found?
Yeah.
She got some
so
Orlok.
she No.
Dude, Josh is gonna listen to this and be like, "What happened?"
Josh, we're so sorry,
I
Josh.
disagree. This is going to be the
We're
best
sorry.
pod.
But here's the take, because I'm always going to rewrite stuff in my head.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been more stronger instead of her being, I want love, because couldn't the stable boy out back could have came into the room and been like, here I am, why Orlok? Wouldn't it have been better?
You're right.
This is the kicker. This is the kicker. The earrings are going and now I'm getting, okay.
Oh, you're serious now. Yeah.
This is where, okay, I don't know if this is a plot hole. In order for the one guy, the stoopy, like, mad-eye, like Peter Pettigrew looking dude. Are we familiar with Harry Potter? The one
Are you talking about
short-
hair knocked?
Yeah.
His familiar?
Yes.
Orlok's
The Peter-
familiar?
He's
Yeah.
like Peter Pettigrew.
Oh.
Yeah, hair knocked.
Okay.
That guy. In order to get to Orlok and get his wealth, he summoned him. Wouldn't it have been a stronger plot point, kind of, and even tying back to the witch and the Norseman, because they both kind of had like Celtic or well, Northman was Norse, but like kind of that the kind of pagan undertones. Wouldn't it have made more sense to the plot if she messed around with that on like some type of love spell? And wouldn't that made more sense for Orlok to come to her?
So you think Egger should have gone even deeper with the folklore in this one?
I think so.
Yeah, like he
can see
cast a
that.
spell instead of like
Because why did he pick
forcing
her?
her hand.
Well,
But-
we've gotten to that because we did the Coppola Dracula film, and that does get more into that dynamic between them. and it is kind of more along those lines.
It makes more sense because
yeah.
it's like, why?
It's more of a spell, yeah.
How does she have some type, like, well, they touched on it, like, she has some darkness power. How? Make it make sense. Just anything to bring this character some depth.
Yeah.
Like, her husband has depth. He's a scared man. He tries to put on a brave face. I feel like he went through the hero's journey. William Dafoe, not Gary Sinise, William Dafoe.
William Dafoe?
Is that how you say it? Dafoe?
Willem Dafoe. It's okay. I was just, I thought you were saying it like a
William
certain.
Dafoe.
I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, yeah. I got you.
Wait, say it again. Willem Dafoe
There you go. You got it. You got it.
has a arc.
Give me strength.
The husband, even the wife to the husband has an arc. They kind of have a.
Does she?
She
not
wants to
as
help her
much.
friends. She's a pregnant mother. She wants to help her friends.
It's just a lot of papa, mama.
Blah, blah, blah. Even the kids have a better arc. I'm serious. Ellen is a flat character because she does not have growth, and her sacrifice seems so
Well, that
dumb.
is her arc. That is the growth.
At
is
the
her
end of the
sacrificing.
movie, in the
yeah.
third act.
Yeah.
So her growth is literally like a.
Yeah, it's just like a spike at the end. That's
And
it.
so
yeah.
what are we left with?
Yeah.
I'm so upset by her. She makes me mad.
Some lessons are learned quickly.
In 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Well,
You know what? I'll tell you what. Actually, it gets me real mad about this movie.
okay.
What?
It's supposed to be set in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Every
said
single
England.
person has German names.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has an English accent.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same with the Northmen. Like, you have to make a decision to.
Well, the thing is, we
like,
don't know the Viking language.
I know, but like to talk in.
I mean, you can approximate it with like a northern, like
But
Icelandic
they could
kind of
pick
thing.
Norwegian and still be closer
Norwegian.
than they would be with English.
But that's like a decision to be like, do you want a movie where you are going to have to read all subtitles or not? And that's what they did with the Northmen. Like,
It's kind of cool.
to not have. It is cool, but if you want it to be more broadly, I mean, a lot of people don't like doing that. So a lot of people are going to watch it more if they're.
Oh, I'm
If
not
it's in
saying they had to speak
English.
German. I'm
No, I
saying
know.
like they should have like
The accent?
it should have been more German.
Yeah.
I agree because I was confused. Because I did, yeah.
But then I have problems with that too because like
It
people.
does seem like this is like London and it's not.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was
It
an
seems
English. I did
more
say that. I
London.
said some
Yeah.
English town.
Yeah.
They are in. Yeah, because that's how he got to Eastern Europe because he didn't take a boat to
Right.
Eastern Europe. He traveled by horse.
Yeah, and it
Now
doesn't
I'm
say.
upset.
It doesn't even say in the synopsis. It just says a gothic tale. It doesn't say, any details about that. So
What, like the time period? Or wait,
no
what?
location and stuff. Like just
I mean, it's supposed to be in Eastern Europe somewhere, like
Yeah.
approximated around Germany.
which. Yeah, I mean, I know. Also, it doesn't have to. We don't need to know exactly where it is. But yeah,
It's also a fictional place, but
Yes.
like
but
it
the
just
feel of
seems
it
like
though, you guys were. I mean, it definitely
It just was giving
doesn't feel. It feels
Mary
more like
Poppins,
London.
England. I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Do we have any more notes before we get to cinematography?
Fix Ellen.
Fix Ellen.
Fix her.
Yeah.
Fix the movie. You're gonna watch it again and you're gonna giggle at the parts I talked about.
yeah, I laughed.
I am definitely gonna. If I watch this again, I will definitely.
laughed.
It would be a different context for sure.
I got a lot of laughs out of like the really old timey medicine, and like
Yeah.
talking about like
Ether.
let her sleep in her corset to improve circulation,
So stupid.
and
Oh, yeah.
her blood levels are too high, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, Ralph Ineson, the doctor.
Yep.
Just his casual cocaine snort.
Yeah. I mean, that was used for everything. Then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
We love old timey medicine.
Yeah.
but we don't.
We don't.
And let's not talk about the red humors, the yellow humors, the brown humors. That's what.
I don't know. You're
So
talking
like
about.
These
that's what they would
candies?
say. They in this time they used to like measure everything in humors. Like they'd be like your levels are off, and they approximated there's with the color of the thing. So red blood,
Yeah.
yellow, mucus, brown.
Yep.
It's poop. So
And Blake's a doctor, so he would know.
You're a doctor?
No, he's not a doctor.
Oh.
But he is.
I'm a
He's in the
nurse.
medical, field for a long time. Yeah.
I'm a nurse, yes. Don't tell anybody.
Blake's doing.
Don't-
No, I just
our
always called
secret.
him Dr. Blake, or actually MD for milk drinker.
So the other thing,
That's an old joke. That's an old inside joke.
yeah, when I
You are
shaved,
doing the Lord's work, though.
when I shaved
on the
that
front
stupid
lines.
beard off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been a milk drinker ever since.
But see, now we're old, so we want to look younger now. But like back then, we didn't want to have a baby face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Like
guess.
Count Orlok.
But now we're talking about how like all
Orlok's got he's got a mustache.
we got our bones are just cracking and aching, and even we just
Yeah, we're not going to get
stand
into
up.
that again. My leg hurts. Why?
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
random pains now. We're at that age for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything else, Blake?
I don't.
CC, anything else off the dome before we get into cinematography?
Yeah.
I think cinematography must be discussed.
Mm-hmm.
We must discuss it.
Let's go.
Okay, cinematography. It's a beautiful film, like
It's
you already
gorgeous.
said. It is beautiful.
It looks like a video game.
Shot on 35 millimeter film.
Really?
I was wondering about that
Yeah.
because it definitely had that. It had the film feel for sure,
And I had to look it up because
and it didn't feel like they did in post. It felt like actual film.
Yep.
Yes.
I had to look it up about the because I thought that he was doing his old tricks from the lighthouse with that orthochromatic,
Oh yeah,
the reds, the red
Mhm.
incense. So basically, it's like a filter they put on the camera that causes I think it's really sensitive to blue and green, but red not so much. So it's like whenever you watch an old film and you see that really dark, like look around the eyes and
Yeah.
like you can see every pore and imperfection. That's orthochromatic.
Orthochromatic.
So I thought they were using it during the Crossroads scene,
okay.
which because
Ooh.
his face when they zoom in, it kind of gets that look,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they did.
That crossroads scene is one for the books, man.
From there to the castle, like
Oh yeah,
Castle was so beautiful.
yeah,
amazing. I think the sense of scale in this, similar to the Northman, he did a really good job in that as well. Just the sense of scale, but a lot of the wide shots too, feeling just how big, or even just the castle like you're talking about, or even leading up to it. I just think is just beautifully done in this. A lot of symmetrical shots too, which was very cool.
but this movie had some obvious CG, which
Obvious.
to me.
More so than his other films.
Because
Yeah,
I
you
mean
didn't
there
do as much in the
wasn't
one.
there wasn't
Well,
a lot.
Northman,
In
there was more
Northman,
for sure.
Yeah, but there was more. It was like the volcano erupting, stuff like that.
or the animals, or like is it the fox, or whatever that follows him, or he follows?
I think so.
Was it a fox or
Northman?
something? I can't remember what kind of animal it was. That was definitely CG.
What
The animal he follows.
in Northman?
Hmm.
But no, so like the canal scene when they're all on the
Yeah.
boat.
Oh, yeah.
That's very,
Obvious
and it was
CG.
confirmed when I watched the.
Well, a lot of
making
those scenes
thing.
too. It's like what pretty much every movie and TV show does, the set extension thing with the CG. See, like the stuff in the very far background
It's CG.
at a certain point, it's like to extend it out. I know Josh talks about that a lot. Like that's in so many things. Like that's something you have to do.
You have to do it because you don't want to make these huge sets.
But did you think it was ugly?
I thought it
That's
was.
the
I thought it was
question.
more. I didn't think it was ugly, but it was obvious to me. Like it stuck out
Really,
to me.
I didn't
have
feel
to
as obvious.
agree because, like, I thought the water, like, not when they're in the boat, because I thought the boat scene was cool because the boat scene like grossed me out. But I thought
Pushed you out.
Not that boat scene, but
you think the boat scene,
Oh.
scene like when he was like,
oh yeah,
okay.
and
yeah.
everybody had the leprosy or whatever it is they had.
Yeah.
Plague.
The plague, yes, the
Yeah.
plague. I thought that was gross.
Yeah,
But then it did kind of look CG. CG just hasn't been looking too good for me. I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
watched Transformers. And I was like, how did it?
lately it
Digress.
has not looked good in a lot of things because a lot of the VFX teams are rushed,
I agree.
and that's why,
Marvel movies.
especially Marvel movies.
Even the movies look so bad.
But then you see something like And obviously, I'm sure they took their time significantly, but you see a movie like Dune, everything looks real in that. And there's a lot of CG still in that, even though they did film, a lot of stuff is practical, but like everything in that looks incredible. But they had the time for it. I just think a lot of stuff now, especially in TV, looks very CG.
Yeah.
I have a hot take.
Noticeable. Yeah.
I still haven't seen Dune Part 1 and 2.
I'm calling the cops.
Call the police, call the SWAT, call the FBI.
You have to.
Calling in the Navy.
Hello, cops.
We got another one.
I'm sorry.
We got her.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and
We got her.
gentlemen,
Got her.
we got her.
you need to watch Dune. It's
do.
incredible.
Yeah, you really
I
do.
actually want to read the book first.
You need to like.
The book is great too.
They need to stop though after the second one.
Messiah. That's what they're doing
That's
now.
that's the plan, I think.
Yeah.
Thank God. Okay, because they can't do the rest of Dune.
They can't.
Oh,
no.
it
gets crazy.
It
Wild.
gets wild.
Yeah.
There's like space
Too
vampire
wild.
lesbians, full circle,
Yes, there is.
and I think book 5.
I didn't
Well,
read
no,
that
there's
far.
like a group that's like offshoots of the Bene Gesserit that are like dominatrix
Yep.
women that like
So weird.
it gets crazy. Yeah.
It's so random.
Mr. Herbert got quite horny.
Well,
Well, he was like
when he
that
wrote
from the
that,
start.
yeah, when he wrote that, he probably had a lot going on.
I think
Probably
he
a lot
did.
of drugs too.
I think he did, but it's beautiful. I love
It
it.
is.
I love the book series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get through the third one. I have to try.
Children of Doom.
Children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anything else cinematography?
well, it's more probably production, but most of everything,
It's fine.
the whole thing, was sets. They did nothing really on.
That's whoa. Okay. No locations.
I mean, they said
think
that
it did.
almost everything was built.
I like
Even
that.
the
That's
castle.
impressive.
They
I
could have
like
just they
that.
could have just did a castle. Like
Right.
there's plenty of them that are still standing that
Yeah.
they could have got them shots.
They could have. But honestly, I like that they built the castle because the castle just looks like that typical. Well, I think number one, they want to make it accurate to the first film, but like that typical Dracula's castle thing. And I like that they built it versus trying to make something that's already in existence. That way they can make it more fantasy-ish to me in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also he did a really good job using the shadows because in the original Nosferatu, there's a classic scene that if you've seen anything from it, it would be the
Oh
scene
yeah, he recreates it
of
in this.
me going up the steps.
Yes. Yeah,
You know.
that was
That's
cool.
my favorite part in the movie.
And
Yeah, I'm glad he did that.
he kind of expanded on that and used that like is it a motif? I don't know.
I think motif,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole thing, and I thought that was great, a great.
Oh
use.
yeah, the hand over the town, very
Yeah.
cool.
I love that.
Or over the city, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean like the symbolism around Orlok himself, like he's described three or four different ways. He's described as a storm, the plague, and the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did you read that in the book?
No,
Oh.
it's in the movie. You were chuckling through the whole thing. I'm sorry.
I was laughing through the whole thing because I was scared and weirded out at the same time and I had to cope.
The thing is,
The youths were in front of me.
the next time I watch this movie, I'm just gonna have Cece's laugh like in my head while watching this movie.
He's going to climb up the steps.
We're gonna make a fan edit of this film and do instead of we're gonna have Cece's laugh
Giggle.
for when he's talking instead.
Oh, God.
Instead of the breathing,
no,
it's
I
like,
don't watch it again.
Instead of any time that she's just like gyrating around, we're just gonna have Cece's laugh. Yeah. There you
Ellen,
go.
no!
pull yourself together.
Pull
Yeah.
yourself together, Ellen.
Anything else?
The last scene,
Yeah.
with the sun.
God. Wait, with
Beautiful.
the sun.
Whenever he
The
gets
sun shines in.
Oh,
yeah,
mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, the
Continue. Sorry, just continue.
but no, I thought that was some really good CGI.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
It almost looked like it could have been done practically.
What was it, CGI?
It was CGI. I thought it was
Beautiful.
practical. Where
Which aspect of it? What do you mean?
When he started like freaking
Oh.
Raiders of the Lost Ark game.
Oh, okay.
You know, like
It did look practical.
He was so
It's
caught
CG.
up. He was just like, the sun? What's the sun?
Yeah.
the sun. Dude, magnets. How do they work?
How they work.
She's exhausted.
He exhausts me. I just. Do we really think the ending scene was beautiful?
Yes.
I did, yeah.
I do.
Why? Please explain to me
I
why.
already did.
I think visually.
Again, I want
Not hit like the light coming through, which we'll talk about soon. The score too. Like I just think that really helped with it.
I think it was the score. It was the shots. And it was just so sensual.
Sorry, continue.
No, that's not it. That's
Sorry,
not
I can't
it.
take
But
this
no,
movie
visually,
serious.
I'm with Jared. Visually, it's
It's beautiful.
beautiful, despite the subject matter and the chest sucking.
Yeah.
Now that's the other thing is like I like that choice that they did like a folklore like that's
It did look like a folklore.
Well, because
no
it's
like the chest sucking like that's part of vampire lore.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Like it's not
Yeah,
just
like
the
old
neck.
Romanian,
It's- yeah.
Oh, I was like, he can picture neck. Like, at least make it hot. I mean, he's already dead.
Yeah. He's very animalistic about it.
I think my eyes have crossed a couple times.
Just like, I just couldn't do it. I was like, okay.
All right.
I don't think I could get through this movie again without giggling. Like, I'm gonna.
I don't
laugh.
think I will either. I'm gonna be laughing
I'm
now
sorry.
watching it.
America.
The follow up is going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
a live watch.
Let's do another pod on this and see what happens. Yeah.
That's what I want to do with The Room.
Yes.
I would love.
Film us
I
actually
would
watching
love
it.
to set up and
Yeah.
then maybe not even do that. Just do audio and just
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like
Tearing me apart, Lisa.
watch it. We don't have to
That'd be-
talk through the whole thing, but like I
That'd
want
be easy to do,
I
yeah.
want his in the moment reactions to some of it.
Yes,
It'd be comedy gold.
I think it would be
Gold.
it would.
yeah.
All right. Score.
I don't remember the music.
Talk to me, Goose.
That's
Enlighten us.
that's
Jared.
sad that you don't remember the score.
When I tell you, I never do, unless it was literally American Beauty was the only one I remembered.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what's like your number one film that like really
I mean,
you love the score of, or just the music in general? Not soundtrack, like not needle drops, like actual score.
The Shining
Oh, of course. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
my favorite movie.
that's like one of the best
and
scores.
Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
Yep,
Actually,
you
Lord of
took
the
one of
Rings.
mine. Yeah, Fellowship of the Ring, and then Blade Runner.
Blade Runner for me. Absolutely.
Oh, Blade Runner.
Yeah, me and him have that. Yeah,
I don't know, the Dune movies.
Oh wait, but
Some
I
of the
can't sleep
best.
on them.
basically
New
anything.
score?
Anything by Hans Zimmer.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly.
The Holiday, underrated score by Hans Zimmer. Remember that movie, A Holiday? The Holiday. Romantic movie. He did the score for it, and he went so hard
Never
on that
watched
score. It's Jude Law,
Oh, I think I've seen
And the
it in
Sinister Black.
passing, but I don't think I watched
Kate
it.
Winslet.
A little brand new joke. Sorry.
I know you're talking.
Yeah.
I got it. All right. Anyway, I love the use of the musical box sound that they did a few times in this. Not too much. Lots of strings. There was specifically these really high phrases with the strings that in several scenes that just mixed really well with what was on the screen. And there was one other sound. I can't remember what it was, but there was one other sound that really stood out to me. But I think this is a great score.
So they did. When I watched that
Did they talk
feature,
about
I
it?
think it was very brief.
Okay.
But they talked to Robin Carolyn
Yeah.
about it all, and they hired this woman who like she specializes in just these old horns and has like all these
Oh,
old
sick.
horns. So she had these periods like I'll have to show it to you. It was wild. Some of the
Yeah.
stuff she had, like these horns that were like this, and like the end of it was like a goat. There was like huge
Oh, I've seen
Was
those.
it
shell.
the Celtic war horn?
No,
Oh, okay.
I know
don't
you're
think
talking
so.
about though. I've seen
Just huge,
ones like that, yeah.
huge conch shells she was
Yeah.
using. So
that's
like,
sick.
I wish I paid attention more to the music. I just completely.
Well, the thing is, most people don't, but it's supposed to be supporting what's on the screen.
Right.
So if it's doing its job well, it kind of disappears into the whole experience of what you're,
Yeah.
seeing or visualizing. So, but then at the same time, I think then some of the best composers even elevate past that point to
Yeah.
where like it doesn't just disappear into the scene, it elevates everything in a certain way. That's what I think like some of the best composers do. But
and
most people like, yeah, they don't really focus on it.
I just
though.
and I try to since I've been the pocket. I try to listen.
Yeah.
I just do not remember the music for this film.
There's also it's not as much score as even when I first watched this movie. I thought there'd be a lot more in it. Like there is several moments where there
I
is
feel like it
no
was
score.
silent in my head.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of moments of that.
Sometimes there's not much going on up there. So,
Wait, so not much going on the screen
In
or
my
in your head?
head.
Okay, all
so
right.
I think it's just kind of like vampire.
Okay.
what?
Next time I get through what Nosferatu, I will listen to the soundtrack.
Nosferatu,
Ellen, get
Nosferatu.
it together. Get it together.
Okay. Do you have anything else on anything
Right.
else on score?
I didn't really have much to say. They said that they just tried, like, he wanted to emulate the chamber music of that time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they nailed it. Like
Yep.
16th, 17th century,
Yeah.
kind of creepy gothic. Did it,
Yeah,
done it,
I agree.
especially with that. No, Nosferatu. Like that was all.
totally-
it was played
that's the
through the whole
opening
Yeah,
movie.
that was
score.
that
Just through
was
the whole movie.
that was the main theme of the whole movie. Yeah. Themes. Themes. What are the themes of this movie, in your opinion?
Oh my gosh. Blake, what are your themes? What are the themes?
For Ellen, F around and find out.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But no, the whole thing, I don't know why I thought this, but it kind of came to mind. Mental health isn't your fault, but it's your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
Ooh.
That's good.
for a lot of the characters, but it was 100% Ellen's fault.
Yeah, it's like hard.
Yeah.
You know what's
Like,
funny? I was searching
yeah,
for the theme. Like I was thinking, trying to think through that. I was like, what was the point?
yeah. Don't make a deal with the devil,
Don't make the deal with the devil.
because like the crossroads was an obvious sign of like, it seemed like that was, yeah.
I don't know.
And
I have the. Sorry, you got something else?
I want
For
to know
theme?
what you think the themes are.
I mean, not it. Very simple. Just the complexity between love and infatuation / lust / obsession. Because that's from her standpoint.
I don't know. I don't know
Because-
that she was lusting. It's hard. She was asking for love.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but that's what I mean.
Back
What it
then.
changed? What it changed into? Definitely more infatuation, obsession, and lust, as opposed to genuine love, which is what she was mentioning. Which that definitely, obviously, is not.
I don't know enough
Not the case.
about Ellen to honestly feel like I can deduce. Because when I tell you she's gray, I don't know what
Somewhere
she wants.
between.
You know, like,
Is she all about Daddy Orlock or not?
yeah, is she all about Papa Orlock, or is she all about her husband he
Papa.
ran away and he was a coward. What is he supposed to do? He got bit in the chest.
Oh yeah,
Leave him be. He's tired.
Poor cuck.
Poor guy. You know, just
Nicholas Holt, man.
actually the scientist.
Yeah,
There are
Willem
second
Dafoe?
chances. if you study obscure niches enough, it's going to come in handy at some point in time, i.e. fan fiction.
Yeah.
You never know who you could save with fan fiction.
CC knows a lot about fan fiction. That's the thing we've learned on this pod.
Movie. Because his niches came out when he needed the most to defeat evil.
I mean,
So nerds, keep on.
there was a lot of bondage too in this movie. On the tying,
Yeah.
untie this child at once. That's another one.
Actually learn medical sciences, consult WebMD if you need to, talk to a healthcare provider, but please don't measure your cough medicine in humors. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
That's the theme.
Not a great way to go.
If you're gonna do anything, pursue good humor.
Good humor.
Eat some ice cream.
Ah.
The tie-in. We're smart.
Very
See,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Niche. Niche.
Professional podcasting.
All right, I'm going to do a little bit of trivia.
Trivia. I like this.
Yeah, we'll see if there's much. I don't know. I mean, this is a newer film. The exteriors of Orlok's castle were filmed at Hunadora Castle, also known as
They
Corvin
lie.
Castle.
I mean,
Well, just the exterior.
okay, so they did have.
A Romanian castle located in Transylvania and one of the largest medieval castles extant in Europe.
Well, yeah, he speaks. He doesn't. So he doesn't speak Romanian. He speaks a dead language in this movie. Warlock. He speaks
What is-
Dacian.
Wow. Niche information.
That's some trivia. And his box where he pays him
Yeah.
is full of Dacian and Romanian coin.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did not know that.
So it would have been dead currency at that point.
From a dead man that likes alive people.
Ah, yes.
So we can say that Orlok is not a modern man. Get with the times, Orlok.
All right, this is interesting with the somewhat folklore. Robert Eggers explained that the design for the Orlok deliberately went back to folklore into the culture of Orlok's home region, with his costume having very long sleeves, strange high-heeled shoes, and a furry hat, as well as a mustache.
So they showed them shoes.
I would say I didn't see them,
No.
them shoes.
What are those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're not white
They
vans.
were
Count
literally
Orlok.
so they look like your typical old dress
Dude,
dress shoe.
man, I forgot. Sorry. Back at it again with the white
Back at
vans.
it with the white
White
vans.
vans, Orlok.
Back at it again with the white vans.
That's a classic.
But they were like these shoes, but then they had this really crazy high heel with like a horseshoe in them. So like whenever he's walking around, you hear all that clip clopping
Yeah.
like a horse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Did they show the shoes?
Very briefly on the steps.
I don't remember the
You can
shoes.
see him for like a brief
Okay.
second in the
Oh,
steps.
wow.
Yeah.
Next time I watch this movie, I'll be sure to look at
You're
that.
never gonna
All
watch
right.
it again.
Yeah, I'm probably not.
Yeah, probably not. All right, that's
Calling me out.
final thoughts now before we are finished.
Would we
ahead.
recommend this movie?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I highly suggest you don't listen to CC on this one. Give it a first watch.
Would you recommend it that somebody watch it with a group of folks or by themselves?
Or with a group of youths.
Exact. Youths, folks, or by yourselves.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you...
This is a group movie. This isn't a by yourself type of movie. You need somebody else to
I
go.
watched it by myself and I thoroughly enjoyed it still. So
Wait, now Claudia has to see it now because you know Claudia's.
She saw it.
Claudia's like me. I feel like we're gonna. She
I
I
watched
giggled.
saw it.
Did she giggle?
I don't know.
See, the answer for me is, was I alone the first time?
Were
Yeah.
you?
Was I? Or was the youths my
The
group?
youths were surrounding him.
They were.
But
surrounding
no, me and Paula, we didn't. So when we watched it, it wasn't. There was no laughing, but she was definitely zoned out.
Yeah.
She was just like, I saw her kind of do one of these, playing her phone games, and then she'd go.
That sucks.
And I feel like that's
And
even
then
better.
and it was kind of, she'd be like,
It's a good face. It's a good Paula face.
like, she would just look at me like, come on, man.
She
We
looks
could
at
have,
you.
she's like, we could have watched something else.
Yeah.
Look at me.
But she made it through it. But she's with you. She'll never watch it again.
I think my fiance would be so upset if I made him watch it again.
My-
He was so out.
Once again, I think we have a good period piece, but then
Yeah.
we've actually got some, like, something he hasn't done before, which is some actual, like, horror,
Yep.
which he doesn't do. I don't think, like,
I
The-
want to see him do another horror
The
film
Witch,
again.
somewhat.
yeah, but like,
And the Northman was kind of horror too. It just was.
it depends on.
It kind of veered. Because I don't know. It's one of those kind of
Well, it's more just strange psychedelic things like Blake has mentioned, because they do it in the Lighthouse also, but it's not
True.
horror movie. It's just
Oh, yeah.
I want to see a straight horror from Robert. I think he could handle it.
Oh yeah.
Like a straight horror.
So yeah,
He
I
should
think
just-
I
he should
think
just
could, but
adapt.
he doesn't like it.
He should have dabbed Resident Evil Village. He should just do that into a movie. That would be
he wouldn't.
sick.
He would never.
He wouldn't, but that would be sick.
He kind of sort of did with Nosferatu too, a little bit.
No.
A little bit. Oh, you know what? No. Make him do a Bloodborne movie. I would love that.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't think he'll ever do franchise stuff.
Because that can go one way or the other. Like the Mortal Kombat.
I think he likes I think he likes having the freedom and
Oh yeah, I don't see him doing it. Yeah, a video game adaptation.
I mean,
or
but
anything like that.
No.
He was offered, like, I think I talked about this when the
Oh, yeah.
Witch or Lighthouse. He was offered a big franchise thing after, like, the Witch got
Was it
nominated
Marvel?
for something, and he didn't say,
It's probably Marvel.
and he was just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing
No, I
that.
could
no,
see
I
him
think
not
he's
doing that.
good obscure stuff.
I think he's got some.
I agree.
He's like a
It's
Guillermo del Toro.
a little
Oh, yeah.
bit more of like the auteur.
Well, we talked about it, very similar to Ari Aster, for sure.
Yeah,
He's kind of in that same style. At least I think of them kind of together.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Anything else before we sign off? I don't know how long this pod is. I don't know how long we've been going.
I feel like
but-
there's a lot of giggling. A lot of uncle jokes.
Yeah.
What would we rate the movie finally out of 5 stars?
5 stars. This is my bread and butter, and you're not gonna like it.
Okay.
How about you do yours? Let me-
3.75.
Really?
Well, what was that?
3.75.
3.75 out of 5? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I actually gave it.
Ooh.
Oh, you going on Letterboxd?
No, one of my
Your posts?
yeah, one of my posts.
Oh, yeah.
I gave this a 9 out of 10. Instant classic.
Wow. We'll have those on the screen in the outro.
Wait.
Instagram
Instant
follows.
classic in the modern or like mainstream films are like instant classic if you like obscure stuff.
Instant classic as in it's better than The Godfather. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. No. I rate these. I was kidding. 100%
But I'm
joke.
considering it though.
No, don't.
Who am I?
It's I think it's in terms of, I think I appreciate it mostly because of how unnerved I was. I got that same vibe from Midsummer, Hereditary, and anything that can scare me like that, and it's pretty, and it's got the whole package, is gonna get it's gonna have high marks for me every time. Even if the female protagonist / antagonist is hard to deal with.
I said an Edwardian horny honey, and that's what she's gonna be.
That's a great way to put it.
Edwardian, as in
I think that's the time period.
as in Edward.
No, like, is that the time period they're in, or is she in Victorian?
I thought you were talking about.
I don't know,
Edward from
they
Insert
Twilight.
time period, HH.
Okay.
Heard it from me, folks.
All right. Well, thank you, Cece, and thank you, Blake, for being on the podcast.
You're gonna have so much editing to do.
I know. Thank you for that.
I actually do have one more quote.
Okay, go
So I'm
ahead.
gonna direct it right at CC.
Okay.
Why must you remain so exhaustingly contrary?
Because that's just who I am.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, everyone watching / listening, let us know your thoughts on Nosferatu, your hot takes, your lukewarm takes.
Your cold
Do you
takes.
think Nicholas Hoult is typecast as a cuck? Is this movie only about sex dreams and real estate?
Do you think Ellen's an Edwardian horny honey?
There you go.
As Cece said, I had to say it.
If you have thoughts about any of that, leave a comment on this video or email us at feedback@screentimepod.com. Cece's still laughing.
I'm just thinking of the email feedback. I actually think this about Ellen. Or
Hey,
Buck.
I would yeah. Y'all send stuff in or comment below. Only nice comments though.
Only nice comments.
Yeah.
I think Ellen's
Dun, 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 dun.
The cat. Yeah. All right. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. We're on all the things. We would greatly appreciate it. We're on TikTok also. We'll be putting up shorts also. I actually just put up one with Blake in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
There'll be some with Cece. Cece's been in them before.
It's just gonna be
It's gonna be unhinged.
I have 30 seconds of us laughing. It should just be the laugh cut.
I'll do one of just laughing. That's it. But it'll be like the title will be something very thought provoking, like a very deep question. But then it'll just be laughing. All right. Yeah. Well, I already said, but thank you, Cece and Blake, for being on the pod.
I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Cece will be back also.
Back with more opinions.
Yes. We'll also, next pod, we will get Josh's thoughts on Nosferatu because he will still watch it. He's at CinemaCon right now. No big deal.
Big deal.
Must be nice.
I'm a filmmaker.
I want 5 Emmys.
Yeah.
It's more than 5.
I think it's 6.
Yeah.
Right?
I was gonna say
It's a
they're
lot.
all over this
It's
house.
a lot, yeah. Speaking of this, so we were done with Robert Eggers now. So our next director will be Adam McKay, which I did not realize he had so many heaters in the 2000s, like back to back the movies.
He doesn't fall off till the end.
Yeah, his last movie was not good, but like pretty much everything else is great.
Was it Don't Look Up?
Yeah, that movie was bad.
Man.
No, it was
Wow.
not.
Hey, we just found the one that you can be on,
Hey, there you
Cece.
go. You can be on that one.
Honestly,
That'll be a solo pod. It'll be just Cece on there talking.
Like, and my opinion is.
Leonardo DiCaprio is just so hot.
Yeah.
And he's such a good actor.
Shout out to The Big Short, though. That movie's incredible.
Well,
All right, anyway, but yeah, you guys will probably be on one of those or one of Adam McKay's movies,
you'll
I
see
imagine.
us again.
We're
yeah.
gonna petition.
Don't
for
miss us too much.
we're
The
gonna
other
kick-
guys?
No, we're gonna kick Josh out.
Talladega Nights?
And yeah, we have to
Like I
get a
said,
Talladega.
fourth mic.
The Big Short. Underrated.
It is a good movie.
I love that movie. All right. So yeah, Adam McKay. We'll be starting that next week with Anchorman. Is his first movie, which is
Crazy.
crazy that is the first movie he did. Classic. All right. I think we'll have some other guests too, besides y'all, coming in for some of those as well. So
Yep.
stay tuned for all that. And so follow Screen Time on Screen Time Pod on all the socials, and you can follow each one of us on Instagram. I am at Jared Youngbar.
As told by Cece.
And I'm at Walker_Towers. Texas_stranger_.
Yes. And they'll all be on the bottom here, so you can. All right. So until next time, goodbye.
You, San Diego.
Thanks, Blake, for the more work. I'm storming off.